To the scholars learning classes. In this video we will be studying about the wind currents. Now see, if the earth's surface is a region is heated up by the strong sun, the air over it becomes lighter and rises up. As we have seen in the previous video that air rises on heating, or you can say air expands on heating. Now, in the hotter regions, or the air becomes lighter and rises up. It produces a region of the low pressure on the Earth's surface. Cooler air from surrounding areas rushes in to take its place. Now, this causes winds to blow. Now, the question is, what causes winds to blow? The air in the hot region becomes lighter and rises up. Now this produces a region of low pressure on the Earth's surface. Cooler air from surrounding areas rushes in to take its place. This causes the winds to blow. Now the heated air that rises up gets cooled and sinks. This causes convection currents to be set up in the air. Now see, what happens in the warm regions, the air becomes lighter and it rises up. Now if air rises up, warm air gets cool and sink. After that, what happens? The cooler airs move in the place from where the air has risen up to take their place. Now this causes the wind to blow. Warm air rises. Now here what happens? Your warm air, as it goes away from the Earth's surface, the warm air cools and sinks. After that, the cooler air moves in and takes its place. Now this is how your wind blows. Now wind currents due to uneven heating between the equators and the pole. Now let's see, this is your Earth. Right, somewhere like this. Right. Now we know that at the equator the the heat is very high. The places near the equator are very hot. So the air from the equator, due to the heat, as there is heat, the air expands and it rises up. So the air is rising up. Air rises up from the hotter areas. After that, what is happening? The cooler air from the cooler regions, these north poles and south poles are very cold. So the air from these north and south poles, what happens? It comes to the equator to take their place. Now this is how the wind current comes due to the uneven heating between the equator and the poles. Now the winds flow from the north to south direction from north to south, from north to south, or from south to north. Now from the south pole or to the north pole, how the air comes from the north pole to this towards the south pole, or from the south pole towards the north pole. Now wind currents due to uneven heating of land and water. See, during summers what happens? Your land is more warmer than the seas. Now air from the land, as it heats up in the summer, rises up. Now the cooler air from the seas come and take their place on the land. Now these air from the seas have the moisture. Now they come from southwest direction and contain moisture in it, as they are originating from the sea, from especially the Indian Ocean in India. So after summers you see there is a monsoon. So these winds are known as the monsoon winds. As these winds contains the moisture, so what happens? It helps to bring the rain. Just because the land is much warmer in the summer, so the air rises up and goes up and condenses. After that, the air or the cooler air from the seas take their place in the land, and these monsoon winds carry water and rains. Now this happens opposite in the winters. Why there are less rains in the winters? Because the land is much cooler, so the air does not rises up, right? So in winters the direction of wind is reversed and they flow from land to the sea. Now this is sea. Now from the land these go to the sea. Now this is, and it contains very little moisture, so due to which there are less rains in the winter. Only a part of these winter winds which flow from eastern India over the Bay of Bengal is able to absorb moisture from the Bay of Bengal and bring rain to western region of the southern India. Now these winds are known as your monsoon winds. Now this is due to which you get monsoon after your summers. Now you might have understood the reason that why do we have monsoon season after the summers or in between the summers. Do download our Scholars Learning app and enjoy the learning experience with us. And if you have any doubt, any questions you want to ask regarding this or any other topic, you can write me down and I will be able to help you if you ask me of your doubts.